Welcome back to Healthier Daily. You know, after spending over 20 years in the medical field, I have seen hundreds of patients age. And if there is one thing I have learned, it is this. Your legs are your real life insurance. Once your legs go weak, your world starts to shrink. Your balance, your heart health, and eventually your independence. It all depends on those two pillars holding you up.
It is so true, Ben. I often tell my patients that the secret of youth is not in a pill bottle. It is in your ability to stand up from your favorite chair without help. Most people think that once they hit 70 or 80, losing muscle is just part of the deal. They think they are destined to become fragile. But the latest research from places like Harvard and the University of Copenhagen shows us something shocking. Your body can still grow muscle, even at 90.
That's the Shu Ngoat, the big twist. It isn't that your body can't build muscle anymore. It's just that it isn't getting the right instructions. Most of us are walking right past the fuel we need every time we go to the grocery store. Today, we are revealing the 6 foods you must eat if you want stronger legs. And you'll want to stick around for number 1 because it actually increased leg strength by an incredible 2,500% in seniors who ate it for just 2 weeks.
It is about feeding the construction foreman in your body. Think of your muscles like a building site. You can have all the bricks and wood in the world, but if the foreman doesn't show up to tell the workers what to do, nothing gets built. We are going to show you how to call that foreman to work every single morning.
We're starting with number 6, real Greek yogurt. Now, I'm not talking about the sugary stuff that tastes like dessert. We are talking about the plain, thick, traditional kind with live cultures. Dr. Hinohara, why is this the master switch for our leg muscles?
Greek yogurt is packed with something called leucine. I know that sounds like a lab word, but just think of it as the start button for muscle repair. When you eat it, it sends a signal specifically to your quads and your hamstrings, the big muscles in your legs, telling them to start rebuilding after your morning walk.
And because it's strained, it has double the protein of regular yogurt. But the probiotics are the real secret. As we get older, our stomachs get about 30% less efficient at absorbing nutrients. Those live cultures in the yogurt act like a cleanup crew for your gut, making sure you actually get the muscle-building power you're paying for.
I tell my patients to have 1 cup a day, especially about 30 minutes after they do any activity like gardening or walking the dog. That is when your construction foreman is most ready to punch the clock and get to work.
Before we move on to the salmon secret at number 5, I want to ask our Healthier Daily family, where are you watching from today? And what is one food you've always felt keeps you strong? Tell us your age and your secret food in the comments. We read every single one of them. And if you're ready to reclaim your independence, hit that subscribe button right now. All right, we've got our construction foreman on site with the Greek yogurt. Now let's talk about number 5, wild-caught salmon. Dr. Hinohara, I know many people think of fish as heart food, but when we talk about seniors who feel a bit wobbly on their feet or notice their legs feel heavy at the end of the day, salmon is actually a total game changer for the muscles themselves, isn't it?
It is the ultimate leg-saving superfood, Ben. You see, your muscle cells have a skin or a membrane around them. As we get older, that skin can get stiff. But the omega-3 fats in salmon, specifically one called DHA, actually get inside that membrane and make it flexible again. Researchers at Washington University found that when seniors ate this kind of fish, their leg muscle volume increased by nearly 4% in just 6 months. That may sound small, but for someone over 60, that is like turning back the clock by 5 years.
And here is the shoe and go at the big twist that most people miss. It has to be wild caught. Farm salmon is okay, but wild salmon has 4 times more vitamin D. I tell my patients all the time your leg muscles have sensors all over them that are waiting for vitamin D to activate them. If those sensors are empty, and they are for 70% of seniors, your muscles literally cannot contract with full power. That's why you feel that jelly leg sensation when you're walking upstairs.
I also love the color of salmon. That deep pink comes from a natural shield called astaxanthin. It is 500 times stronger than vitamin E. In my clinic, I saw that patients who ate these pink-colored foods had 40% less muscle fatigue. Their legs didn't just get stronger, they stayed strong all day long. I recommend a 6-ounce serving 3 times a week. And don't throw away the skin. That is where the collagen lives that protects your knees and ankles.
Now let's move to number 4. And this one is going to make a lot of people happy because it's probably in your fridge right now, free-range eggs. But we are talking about the whole egg yolk, and all Dr. Hinohara, for years, folks were told to avoid the yolk because of cholesterol. But for a senior's leg strength, skipping the yolk is a huge mistake, right?
A very big mistake. The yolk contains a communication nutrient called choline. Think of your legs like a lamp and your brain like the wall outlet. The nerves are the wiring that connects them. As we age, that wiring can get frayed, and the signal to stay balanced or step firmly gets weak. Choline is what repairs the insulation on those wires. Harvard researchers found that people with high choline levels had much better leg power and coordination.
That is the difference between a fall and staying upright. Eggs are also the only food with a perfect score of 100 for protein quality. Your body can use every single bit of an egg to build muscle tissue. And if you choose free-range eggs, you're getting 3 times more vitamin E to protect your muscle cells from the wear and tear of daily life.
I tell my patients 2 to 3 eggs a day is the golden rule for your legs. And the way you cook them matters. Try to soft boil or poach them. If you overcook them until the yolks are chalky, you're actually burning away some of that muscle-building power. Keep them soft so the nutrients can get straight to your legs.
We've oiled the cells and fixed the wiring, but wait until you see number 3. It's a green vegetable that is so powerful for building muscle, it almost got banned from professional sports. We're going to show you how a green smoothie can increase your walking speed in just 10 weeks.
It is the strength switch of the plant world. We are talking about raw spinach. But you have to know how to prepare it, or you'll miss the benefits entirely.
Before we reveal the spinach secret, I want to check in with our community. We're building a family of strong seniors here. Share with us, have you ever felt that wobbly feeling in your knees lately? Type yes in the comments if you want to focus on better balance. We're all in this together. All right, we are moving into the top 3. Now, number 3 might sound a bit like a cartoon, but the science behind it is absolutely real. We are talking about raw spinach. But Dr. Hinohara, this isn't just about eating your greens. There is a specific compound in spinach that is so powerful for building muscle. It actually caught the attention of international sports agencies, didn't it?
It certainly did. Ben, spinach contains a natural plant compound called ecdysterone. Researchers in Berlin found that when seniors got the amount of ecdysterone found in 2 cups of raw spinach daily, Their leg strength increased by nearly 20% in just 10 weeks. I want you to think of this compound as a natural strength switch. It specifically targets your fast-twitch muscle fibers. Those are the fibers responsible for catching you if you trip or helping you get out of a low car seat quickly.
But here is the shungo, the big twist. You cannot cook it if you want the muscle benefit. Heat destroys about 60% of that strength-building compound. That's why I tell my patients to put it in a smoothie. When you blend raw spinach, you break down the tough plant walls, making those nutrients 3 times easier for your body to grab. Plus, spinach is loaded with nitrates, which act like pipe openers for your blood vessels. It improves oxygen flow to your legs by 20%.
I see so many seniors who say their legs feel like leaden weights or like they are walking through mud. Usually that is a lack of magnesium. 70% of us over 60 are low on it. Without magnesium, your leg muscles can't relax. After they contract, they just stay stiff and heavy. 2 cups of raw spinach in your morning smoothie is like oiling the hinges of your legs. It makes every step feel lighter.
Now let's talk about number 2. The black bean and lentil combo. Dr. Hinohara, I love this one because it's so affordable. Most people think you need an expensive steak to get complete protein. But when you combine these two, something magical happens in the body, right?
It is a biological synergy, Ben. Individually, they are good, but together, they create a protein that is almost identical to a piece of meat, but with a massive bonus fiber. This fiber slows down your digestion so your muscles get a steady drip of fuel for 6 hours. If you eat a steak, the protein hits you all at once. But with beans and lentils, your legs stay in muscle-building mode all afternoon long.
And we saw something incredible in the brain scans. Seniors who ate this combo actually had better mind-muscle connection. It's like the signal from the brain to the legs got clearer and louder. Plus, black beans have the same dark pigments found in blueberries. These pigments protect the power plants inside your muscle cells.
I tell my patients to soak their beans and lentils overnight with a pinch of baking soda. This makes them very easy on the stomach. Cook them with a bit of black pepper and turmeric to boost the absorption even more. It is the cheapest leg insurance you can buy. 1 cup a day can improve your walking endurance by 27% in just 2 months.
We've covered the foreman, the wearing the natural switch, and the steady fuel. But we have reached the finish line. Number 1 is a food that is so nutrient-dense, it literally has no equal on this planet. It shocks scientists by increasing leg strength by 2,500%.
It is the king of organ meats. We are talking about grass-fed beef liver. We're going to show you why just 1 serving a week can transform a 90-year-old strength, and we'll share the frozen pill trick for those who don't like the taste.
Before we reveal the king, I have a question for our family. How many minutes a day do you spend walking or moving your legs? Whether it's 5 minutes or an hour, tell us in the comments. Every minute counts toward your independence. We have reached the top of the mountain. Number 1, grass-fed beef liver. Now, Dr. Hinohara, I know what some of you are thinking at home. You're probably wrinkling your nose and thinking, Ben, I haven't eaten liver since my mother made me sit at the kitchen table until I finished it in 1950. But as a doctor, I have to tell you, in terms of leg strength, there is nothing else like it on this planet.
It is the king, Ben. There is no other way to put it. When researchers looked at 90-year-olds who still had the leg strength of 30-year-olds, The biggest difference was a compound called carnosine. Carnosine is like a shield that prevents your muscle fibers from breaking down as you age. And grass-fed liver is the richest source of it in the world. Just 4 ounces once a week is all it takes to see a massive difference.
And it's not just the muscle fibers, it's the oxygen. Liver has hemi-iron, which is absorbed 35 times better than the iron in spinach. This iron creates something called myoglobin. It's like a fuel tank inside your leg muscles that stores oxygen. That is why folks who eat liver can walk 50% farther before their legs start to feel tired. It literally gives your legs a backup battery.
But Ben, I know the taste is a big hurdle for many people. That is why I teach my patients the frozen pill trick. You take fresh grass-fed liver and freeze it for 2 weeks. Then, while it's still frozen, you grate it into small bits or cut it into tiny pill-sized cubes. You can swallow 2 or 3 of these liver pills with water in the morning, or mix a tablespoon of the grated liver into your meatloaf or a burger. You won't taste a thing, but your legs will feel the power within days.
It's like taking the most powerful leg supplement in the world, but it's real food. Plus, it has 3,000% of your daily B12. That B12 is what maintains the protective coating on your leg nerves. Without it, you get that tingling or numbness that makes walking feel dangerous. Liver repairs that coating and keeps the signals fast and sharp.
So, let's look at our leg strength roadmap to tie this all together. You don't have to do everything at once. Start tomorrow morning with that Greek yogurt for breakfast. Have your eggs and spinach smoothie 3 times a week. Eat your salmon for dinner on Mondays and Fridays. Try the liver trick just once a week, maybe on Sundays.
When you follow this life insurance plan, you aren't just getting older. You are building a foundation of freedom. I want you to imagine yourself a year from now standing up with ease, walking through the park with your grandkids, and feeling solid on the ground. That is the power of giving your body the right instructions.
My friends, your legs have an incredible ability to rebuild themselves even if you are 85 or 92. It is never too late to start. Your independence is the greatest gift you can give to yourself and your family.
If today's video gave you hope or a new plan for your health, please hit that like button and share this with a friend who needs a boost. And make sure to subscribe to our Healthier Daily family so you never miss a secret to staying strong.
Medical disclaimer. Please remember, we are doctors, but we are not your doctor. Always talk to your health care provider before making big changes to your diet, especially if you have issues with iron or vitamin A.
Now, Dr. Hinohara, we've laid out the big 6, but I want to pause here for a second. I can hear some of our friends at home thinking, Dr. Ben, I'm 82 years old. I've been using a walker for 3 years. Is it really possible for my body to listen to these foods at this stage? In my 21 years in the ER, I've seen some miracle recoveries. But what does the science say about the point of no return?
That is a wonderful question, Ben. The science says there is no point of no return. The human body is a healing miracle until its very last breath. I remember a patient, a lady named Margaret. She was 92 years old. She told me, Doctor, my legs are just dry sticks of wood now. She had accepted that she would never walk unaided again.
92 years old. Most people would say that's just nature taking its course. What did you do for her?
We didn't give her a gym membership, Ben. We gave her a nutrition contract. We started with habit number 6 and 5, the Greek yogurt and the salmon. We needed that leucine to wake up the construction foreman in her thighs. At Nantaio, her body was desperate for those instructions. After just 2 months of consistent leucine loading and the omega-3s from salmon to cool down the inflammation in her knees, Margaret noticed something. She said her legs felt solid for the first time in a decade.
And that's the key. It's not about running a marathon. It's about that solid feeling when you stand up to go to the kitchen. By the 6-month mark, Margaret was walking to her mailbox without her walker. She reclaimed her freedom at nearly 100 years old.
Exactly. And I want to address a question we get a lot. What about cholesterol and eggs? Many seniors are still afraid of eggs because of advice from 30 years ago. Ben, can you clear the air on that?
I would love to. The newest research involving over 500,000 people has shown that for the vast majority of us, the cholesterol in eggs does not raise the cholesterol in your blood. In fact, the choline in the yolk, the stuff that fixes your nerve wiring, actually helps your heart stay healthy. If you're worried, talk to your doctor, but for most seniors, those 2 or 3 eggs a day are the cheapest balance insurance you can buy.
And what about the spinach smoothies? Some folks say they find raw greens hard to digest.
That is exactly why we blend them. When you chew, you only break down about 20% of those plant walls, but a high-speed blender does the work for your stomach. It turns that spinach into a pre-digested liquid gold that goes straight to your blood vessels. It's the difference between a slow leak and a power wash of nutrients for your legs.
And one final thing on number 1, the liver. Many people ask, can I just take a supplement instead? My answer is always, you can try, but the synergy of real food is different. In liver, the vitamin A, the B12, and the carnosine are all wrapped together in a way that your body recognizes. It's a whole package deal. Using the frozen pill trick makes it so easy, you get all the power with none of the taste.
It's like we always say, your body is an expensive machine. You wouldn't put low-grade fuel in a luxury car and expect it to run forever. These 6 foods are the premium fuel your legs have been starving for.
I tell my patients to think of their legs as their personal airplane. As long as the engines are strong, you can go anywhere. But if the engines fail, you stay on the ground. These foods are the engine maintenance that keeps you flying through your 80s and 90s.
I love that analogy. Now, as we move toward our final roadmap, I want to remind everyone, don't try to change your whole pantry in one day. Start with one thing tomorrow. Maybe it's just the Greek yogurt. Then next week, add the eggs. Small wins lead to big strength. We've given you the science of stories in the Big 6. Now here is your healthier daily leg strength checklist to take to the store morning. 1 cup of plain Greek yogurt, the foreman. Lunch 2-3 soft-boiled eggs. The wiring or a black bean salad, the fuel. Daily snack, the green power smoothie with 2 cups of raw spinach, the switch. Dinner, wild-caught salmon 3 times a week, the cell oiler. Weekly bonus, 4 ounces of grass-fed liver, the backup battery.
Warmly, my dear friends, your independence is worth every bite. I am over 100 years old, and I promise you, it is a wonderful feeling to walk through a park and feel the strength in your own stride. You have the power to write the next chapter of your life.
If you found this 25-minute masterclass helpful, please hit that like button. It tells YouTube that this information is vital for our senior community. Share this with your siblings or your friends. Let's keep our generation moving, and subscribe to join our family here at Healthier Daily.
Medical disclaimer. Always consult with your personal physician before starting a new nutritional protocol, especially if you have pre-existing conditions.
Stay strong, stay curious, and most importantly, keep those legs moving. We'll see you in the next video.
God bless your health, everyone.